Eliciting change talk helps you assess your client's readiness and internal motivations for change. People, particularly adolescents, become committed to the things they hear themselves say out loud and take ownership of. Change talk can be demonstrated when your client expresses desire. I want to do this because. Ability. I can do this because. Reasons. I need to do this because. Commitment. I will do this at a specific date and time.
Providers can use several strategies to elicit and reinforce change talk and help build the client's commitment to making positive changes. The strategies can include asking evocative questions, using pros and cons, looking forward and backward, scaling, and imagining extremes. In this scenario, the provider elicits change talk by asking open-ended and evocative questions, then asking him to look ahead and scale his readiness to change.
So, obviously you know that your probation officer sent you here because you've had a series of positive urine screens for marijuana, and he's thinking about sending your case back to court. What do you think about that?
It's not a big deal. Not too worried about it. I've been able to stop smoking long enough to get a negative result in the past, so, it's no sweat.
Okay, so since you've been able to take control and stop in the past when you needed to, it seems like you're not really all that worried about doing the same thing this time around, is that right?
No, yeah. I'm not really necessarily trying to quit, but, I think I can stop long enough in order for me to get a negative result. It's not a big deal.
Just an observation, before they referred you here, your test kept coming back positive, so you weren't really interested in quitting at that time, but you are now?
Well, I didn't really have the reason to stop before. I like smoking, it chills me out, but, now that I guess they're maybe gonna send me to court, I probably gotta start thinking about it more seriously, so I don't want to go to jail.
Well, it seems like smoking is a pretty good way for you to chill out, but if you don't quit like you did in the past, you're most likely going to be getting into more trouble. So it seems like you have a pretty good reason to want to try to stop smoking now. Maybe find other ways to chill out? Tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how into the idea of quitting smoking are you this time?
Into it? Not really. Probably 0. I don't really feel like I have the need, like I really need to stop, but I guess now they're talking about booking me. I should probably start considering it, so I don't know, maybe 8 or 9.
Okay, I get it. So now that you're at risk of violating your probation, you're feeling a little more motivated?
Yeah, sure thing.
The provider uses open-ended questions to elicit the patient's thoughts about smoking and his readiness for change. When the client states that smoking really chills him out and that he isn't worried because he was able to stop in the past, the provider validates that and then focuses on the reasons the client has given for wanting to change his behavior now. The provider then uses scaling to elicit thoughts about the recent increase in his commitment to change. Now, let's look at how easily opportunities for eliciting change talk can be missed.
So, obviously, your probation officer sent you here because he wanted you to come get some counseling. You've had several positive urine screens for marijuana. He's thinking about sending your case to court. What do you think about that?
It's not really a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. I've been able to quit before. Not totally quit, but I've been able to stop long enough in order to get a negative drug result. I don't really think I need to quit, and I don't really want to, but, I'll do it if it means, I stay out of those jails,
So you say that you can quit whenever you want to, but you're just not motivated to do that until your back's up against the wall? You must have known that with all of those positive tests you were going to get into more trouble.
Well, like I told you before, I didn't really have a reason to stop until now.
I'm just not sure how ready you are.
Okay, what's up? Whose side are you on? You sound like my PO.
In this sequence, the client clearly expresses his confidence in his ability to get control, however temporary, over his marijuana smoking, and tells the provider he has done so in the past when he had to. The provider misses the perfect opportunity to reinforce and elicit more of this change talk by A, not asking the client about his past success, and B, fixating on the client's cavalier attitude and the fact that he waited until he got into trouble before wanting to change his behavior. Challenging the client's readiness and desire for change rather than seizing on the client's confidence creates a power struggle rather than a collaboration towards a common goal. Adolescents in particular are allergic to this kind of confrontation, however subtle it may be, and so often will dig their heels in and see the provider as an opponent rather than as a partner in helping them change behavior on their own terms.